Hey everyone, welcome to Shadows of Glumengrad 1. Shadows of Glumengrad is a spin-off of Chronicles of Crimson Hound, where I take it upon myself to be the game master, and other people are the players, which is normally how someone starts their show. I did the other way around, I think. Just in order of the cameras that are placed in front of me, my first guest is Clint Krause. So, Clint, what can you tell us about yourself?
Well, first of all, I'm just waking up. I'm a publisher of small press RPGs through my imprint, which is called Red Moon Medicine Show, and we've got a bunch of different projects. But the most recent overdue one is the Driftwood Verses, which I'm finishing up at the moment, and that's pretty much it.
Oh, and then we have James Desborough, aka Grim Jim. James, what can you tell us about yourself?
I'm a notorious and controversial games designer for reasons which escape me. Currently working on it's a city crawl called Whitechester, which is a city of the dead set in the early modern period, just after the English Civil War, but with fantasy and horror elements. I also write fiction, write for app games, and write fiction, and do YouTube. So yeah, I have many strings to my bow.
Well, James, happy to have you both, first of all. Also, when you comment on controversial topics, of course they're going to be controversial. I'm just saying this. But that said, what's funny is that I'm doing this show, and it's the first time I'm going to GM out on the internet for everyone to see. And my players are two game masters who have published stuff. So no pressure on me, of course. I always like to start things off easy, you know.
I think probably expectations are very high. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've been told by one of you two that if the game was to not be good, he would never talk to me again for Game Master honor. I'll let the viewers figure out which one of you it is. But no, it's not true. None of them said that.
Kind of a given. Yeah.
So, okay. Now, the Shadows of Glumengrad, as the name says, Glumengrad is the city where the Crimson Hound normally operates. I want to be clear right now. I'm not going to be inserting, as a game master, I'm not going to be inserting my character in the story. I will not do that. So it is really its own thing. But if anyone likes this game, it's set in the same universe. And it's basically a cyberpunk, dark fantasy, perhaps horror, depending how one sees the description of horror setting. It is not set in our future. So this is a completely different world. It's not the same countries, the same history, none of that. And the citizens of Glumengrad are mostly unaware of the supernatural. So it's not a thing where you're going to go into a bar and there's going to be like a supernatural creature tending a bar and it's all normal. That said, people who live in the underground of the city, they will be aware of it, but the normal citizen doesn't know. And although many of them might have this lingering suspicion deep in their bones, they turn to technology for distractions. So the people will often, when they have a bad feeling, turn to their gadgets and their virtual reality and things like that. So it is a world that if people wanted to take a moment and look, they would see it, but they really don't want to. And Glumengrad is a city of technology, neon lights, but also lots of gargoyles. So it's basically similar to if you took Gotham City and just like put it in a cyberpunk setting. That was cute. And yeah, basically that's pretty much the setting itself. So again, there's many aspects of it which are in development, because the main series is guest game masters, and Clint and James have both been guest game masters. This story is set after serial 4 of the show, of the main show. So Let's see. Clint, do you want to introduce us to your character?
Sure. I've got Knax, Knax, and the basic concept for him is that he's an ex-cop. I think we established in our game that the cops in Glumengrad were called the vigilante or whatever.
Yeah,
So
vigilante, yes.
yeah, so he's an ex-vigilante, and he basically he got out of it because of various traumas that he suffered by being in such a position in this horrible city. And at the moment, he's basically just trying to scrape by, kind of it's basically a noir archetype. He's like the ex-cop who's haunted by addiction and trying to make a living in a city gone mad.
And I believe you said that he now turns to illegal jobs to make a living as well?
That's right, yeah. Yeah. I think that what we talked about was he's just getting his feet wet basically in the realm of smuggling and stuff like that. So
tell me, Clint, did Knax ever take Geist?
Oh, Geist. I think that he's probably busted people that were taking it, but I don't think he's ever taken it himself. I don't think he's much of a Geist guy. He seems more like he's more into booze and maybe softer drugs.
Okay, very well. Okay, James, what can you tell us about your character?
My character's real name isn't known. He is the Black Rat. He is a masked vigilante. During the day, he does like day labor and that sort of thing. You can think of him as the working class Batman. So instead of a utility belt, he has a tool belt. He tends to use tools that are available to anybody, really, to do his work. He's a bit twisted and odd looking as the result of some rogue genetic experiment.
And do you know where? Does he know where that took place? Like, does he know who changed him, basically?
Not really. So that's one of the things he's looking to find out. But mostly, he just has this sort of quiet, seething rage at the injustice and inequality.
And does he have all of his memories except for whenever he was caught and then changed, or is it a thing where he doesn't remember his life before being on experimental?
He was born as he is, but doesn't remember much of his early childhood, probably due to trauma.
Okay, very well. Okay, so he starts remembering starting at teenage years and such?
Yeah.
Okay. And how long has he, this question applies for the both of you. Just covering my bases here regarding character backgrounds and such. So, Clint, how long have you stopped being a vigilante?
I don't think it's been very long. He's like probably 6 months out, and it's not going well.
Okay, and good for me. And and James, how long has the Black Rat decided to become a masked vigilante?
Probably under a year. So okay. Like year one.
Very well. Okay, before we get started, I'd like to mention the system we'll be using today was designed by James. It's Machinations of the Space Princess. Well, my background is playing with it. I do want to address one quick little thing, is that the style that we'll be playing today is very different from the style of Machinations of the Space Princess. So it will be a good representation regarding rules, but it won't be a good representation of the book regarding tone and themes, because Machinations of the Space Princess is kind of like heavy metal, Metal Hurlant, like just space opera over the top, and comical characters very often, stuff like that. Not that it's a comedy game per se. I don't, unless James wants to say that it is, but it's a completely different tone and feel, and it has rules in it that will not come into play here, like. Characters will, like, just as an example, between every adventure, they just lose all the money they have because it went to repairing spaceships and to getting drunk and whatever. and you have like tables for what happens in between the adventures. And so I want to mention that we're using the system because I'm inventing James as a player. So you know what, we'll run your system because it works well for Cyberpunk and all that stuff. But in as far as the material of the book goes, I wanted to say it's like kind of over the top space opera, and there's like rules for creating aliens and stuff like that. So and basically we're scratching the surface of what it does, and I just wanted to address that because I will be describing that as machinations or machinations.
Either pronunciation is valid.
Okay,
I say machinations.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I do speak French, so you'd think that I would go with machinations very naturally, but actually for English, for some reason, I go with machinations. Because it'll be in the description, of course, and all that. So if anyone's looking for examples of play of the game, take a look at this game as the system in play, but not necessarily the tone of the game in play. So this is something that I wanted to bring up real quick. Although maybe, who knows? We'll see how it goes. Maybe it won't be that far off. Okay. So we're going to start with Knax. So Knax, you started to smuggle a few things here and there. Like low-level crooks have asked you to do a few jobs. You did. Nothing that would damn your soul, you don't think, so far. But because of your background, because you used to be a vigilante, that got attention quick from higher ups in the crime scene. So you find yourself in this seedy tavern that is actually literally underground. It's like you go inside a few tunnels, and it's not like a tavern that's registered anywhere legally or officially in Glumengrad. And you have in front of you the biggest human being you've ever seen in sense of how much they must consume per day. So this man takes up a couch of 3 people by himself, and he's smoking a cigar, and he has bling everywhere, and he has a shaved head with like many eyes tattooed all the way from the back to the front, smoking a big cigar, and looks at you. So you want to make it big in this scene, huh?
I just want to make it, period. Doesn't have to be big.
Okay, Groucho. So he's squinting. Oh, then in that case, I guess I'll be paying you less than I thought I needed to, huh? If you just want to make it by, you don't need to make it big, right? I'm just fucking with you.
Okay, man. Like, you're right. You're right. Like,
people don't normally laugh at my jokes. I'm just gonna say that.
I'm a little bit. I don't 100% know what I'm doing here, but I just want.
That's not the thing to say either. You know what? I think we're gonna handcuff the thing to you. I'm not very confident in this. We don't have time to replace you, but we're gonna handcuff the goddamn thing to him, okay? And like the guns, yeah, yes, boss, yes, of course.
All right. Yeah, Knax just kind of lets it happen flusteredly.
You want a drink, Knax? There's a bar there. Grab whatever you want.
All right. Knax will go over and have a drink, and come back and be like, about that payment. Look, I'm not looking for anything fancy. We had an agreement before. I just want to stick to the agreement. I
will. I'm a comedian, see? Except you missed that part. You're not paying attention a lot, so I guess I'll repeat the instructions a few times. So you see a few, like, 2 goons carrying, like, between the 2 of them, like, this big case with wheels on one side. And it's, like, basically kind of like an armored travel, luggage. And it is, basically it is as big as if you stand it vertically, it goes all the way to your chest. It's that big. And it has wheels. And it has a handle. Except what they do, the goons, like, they grab, unless you resist, they grab your arm, and they're going to handcuff you to it, unless you want to do something about it.
No. Just before that, on visiting the bar, Knax gets he like grabs as many drinks as he can and tries to like soothe this down.
Okay. Yeah, he actually, when he sees you're nervous when they're handcuffing you, he actually snaps his fingers, and this barmaid brings like a whole bottle and just hands it to you. I've been told it helps you perform under pressure, so it's all yours.
Yeah, I've been told that too. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, so you can leave now, and don't expect any help up the stairs. Just do your thing. Oh wait, the instructions. See, I'm a bit drunk myself. You're gonna go to a specific train tonight. Get on the train at 11 p.m. Blue train line 11:20. Now someone is eventually just sit at the very end. Grab the cart that's at the very end. Okay, the last one, and they're divided. It's not a train where like everything is connected. They're divided. Okay, so go to the last one. Someone is gonna come see you at some point. Just sit there. You sit your ass. You protect your case with your life, and someone's gonna come see you. And they're going to ask you, how does the world end? And when that person asks you that, you reply, bloody. Okay? How does the world end? Bloody. And then you let them take the briefcase.
All right, got it.
Okay. You know what? I like you. You actually listen well. I might pay you double. You can go up the stairs now. I'm going to be entertained by the sight.
All right, well, Knax will meekly adjust his wrist binding and go up the stairs.
So you find that it's actually kind of heavy. Like, it's good that there's wheels, but to go up those stairs, you actually need two hands to go up the stairs.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Thankfully, you have a long coat to put your bottle in, so...
That's important, yeah.
A bit like Christopher Robin carrying Winnie the Pooh up the stairs. Bump, bump, bump.
You know what's funny? I haven't seen that movie yet. Just as a quick side note, like I can watch like some horrific, gory movies and be like, yeah, sure, cool. But that movie, I'm actually kind of like, it made me very emotional. I need to be ready for it. I don't know. Like, Winnie the Pooh's gonna get to me. I know that. It's kind of funny. We all have our things, right? Okay, very well. Let's see. Just getting rid of my cup here. And getting more caffeine because it is morning. Okay. Now, the Black Rat. James, before the game, you told me that he would be on the train.
Yeah.
You kind of like just, it's a bad city and things often happen on that train, so you'll basically be going there to make sure everyone's okay. So I imagine over time, here and there, you stop like some petty attacks or things like that in that train, so you kind of know it's a good place to start. And the vigilante don't really care for that train. They don't, it's the kind of train that some people will take one more hour of transport just to avoid taking that train. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, a quick mention that I should have said at the beginning, but I do want to address it. Even though the story is on a railroad, the story itself won't be a railroad. So I just want to address this because, you often hear like when the story's in a boat or in a train or something or a spaceship, like characters like are on this railroad and the story will happen whatever they do. That's not how I do things. So I know what the elements around the players will do if everything goes correctly to their plan, but I don't know what the players will do, nor do I know how they will deal with it. So I just wanted to address that right now because we're sort of on a railroad, but not really. So, you go on that train, and what does the Black Rat use to kind of go online or receive messages or things like that?
Probably an anonymized messenger or email on his phone.
Okay. So when you get on the train, you actually you have an incoming call.
Okay.
But it's of course it's encrypted. Normally it would be this would happen when you give it to specific people, kind of like a Discord channel, I guess, something like that. except there's a video.
But this is someone I haven't given it to.
Well, you don't know who it is. It's encrypted.
Okay.
Even for that system, that system is like kind of like this underground thing where if you don't have the code, you're not gonna see any usernames or whatever. But if you give them, normally you'd see them. In this case, even for that sort of system, it's just completely encrypted.
Okay, I hold the phone up and tap the mic to indicate that I'm listening.
Okay. Hello, Black Rat. How are you doing? Yes, I've been told you're not one for words sometimes. Ever since you were born, I thought you'd do great things. I think you still can. Lately I've taken an interest in the vigilantes of Glumengrad. I found them to be really determined people. And when I just threw you out as a failure, I didn't know that you would actually have the motivation to seek out the lifestyle nevertheless. So just know that the good doctor is on your side. Just know that I haven't given up on my son.
Okay, I am super paying attention to any background noise, intonation, accent, anything coming off this guy.
The accent, you would say, is kind of, it's kind of like the French Rich Empire, like the analog in this world to the French Empire. So you detect hints of it. Ironically, because I'm also half Spanish and my accent when I speak English is all over the place, I could have been a good indicator of it if I hadn't had other mixes in there. But but yeah, you would say that without having to do a roll or anything. Like that's kind of like a Frank Rich accent. And then he goes silent. He hasn't hung up. He just goes silent.
What do you want?
I'm going to be looking at what happens tonight. And I'll see if you're worthy. Someone already disappointed me recently, so I'm hoping you won't. And then he hangs up. And the doors of the train open in front of you.
Okay. I'll get on.
So as you get on the train, Clint, I imagine you also get on?
Yes, I get on in a somewhat disheveled state. I got into an argument with a homeless lady or something while I was waiting for the train. So I'm like, she like pushed me. And so my clothes are all messed up, and I've got this case, and just having a bad day.
Okay. So Black Rat, you see this man with a long coat, like carrying this big briefcase. Thankfully, when you're on a flat surface, the wheels help a lot. It's not like going up the stairs again. For now, there's you see like actually you see 3 more people come in. One of them is an old lady, and the other 2 are just some young men who are having a beer and talking to each other. They're dressed in kind of like punk attire. They don't have any music blasting or anything like that. They're just kind of like chilling. One of them has like a blue mohawk, and the other one is just actually looks like he if he changed his clothes, he'd look normal. So probably maybe he goes to work or to a school or something when he's not out with his friends. So that's the 3 people who walked into the cart you're in. And then the doors close and the train starts.
Okay. I look quite short, but part of that's because he's always hunched over slightly, wearing a tatty sort of fake leather long coat that's sort of torn and muddied at the bottom, big work boots, workman's trousers in black, and a big loose knit, loose fitting jumper. He looks quite bulky around the middle underneath that. And carrying a toolbox, and with more tools on a belt.
The news, there's like this thing, and like there's news that can start on the train. It's not always on. It's just this thing that's kind of like whenever a government decides this is like an important thing to mention, it'll turn on during train trips. And you see, it's just like this historian, like going like, "Hello everyone, hope you're having a nice ride on the train. Let's not forget that today is the anniversary from a few centuries ago, when the Countess Isabella Venima saved the city of Glumengrad from the invasion from the Frankish Empire. At the time, Glumengrad was ruled by the man who would be known eventually as the Ruby King, but he was but a boy then. When the Countess arrived and stopped the Frankish Empire army from invading Glumengrad, she smiled at him that morning and said, 'Smile, young thing, the day is saved.' Over the years, historians reckon that she was probably the true ruling power behind Glumengrad while the boy was growing up, and she mentored him. The last words when she died of sickness in her 50s were, 'Glumengrad and its people will always be mine,' which I'm sure meant that it would be in her heart. Happy Isabella Venima anniversary, everyone." And the news turns off.
Just kind of nod to myself at that, reach into my jacket, take out a battered, cover torn off paperback, all yellowed at the edges, and just open it seemingly at random and sit and read.
So you write like that in silence for at least 20 minutes, when all of a sudden that there's, well, not even like with an image, it's just like the driver speaking through the speakers. He goes, "Everyone, due to an explosion ahead that has destroyed the train track completely, will be going up in the Gargoyle Pass. Please be mindful. It's going to be a bit rocky," and stuff. So the Gargoyle Pass is basically this method that they tried for a while, and it's still in practice, but not so much. And that is that they constructed like really heavy duty cables that go up in the buildings. So the train is on this track, but it also has like clasps that can attach to cables, and the train is going to just go upwards into the city, up at the height of the buildings. They call it the Gargoyle Pass because all of the buildings have the gargoyles about at that height. So it's like really, really freaking high, like building high. And as soon as you hear like the wheels start to unclasp one by one and start to go up on the cable, the train like does sway left and right, especially at first. It will sway pretty much the whole time, just at different degrees depending on if it has to make a turn or not. And as you start to go up, like at this point you're still like not that high, so there's people like living in apartments, and they all look very annoyed when the train passes by upwards. And Knax, of course, you do feel like as the train starts to go upwards at first, like your luggage is like going kind of against you, but eventually it does settle, and then you just have kind of like this weird swaying feeling. Even when it doesn't move necessarily that much, it is always a little hint of it. And you see the one of the two young punks, like one of them like is like, oh, ooh, like he's not feeling very well, like he might be sick from this swaying, rocking and swaying.
Knax
Looking at
is also
go ahead.
Knax is also very nervous. He's doing his best to maintain a outward sense of composure, but underneath his long coat, it's just like a sewer of perspiration. he's like he's trying to hold it together. He's also not. I think that he's probably been through some exploits before on the Gargoyle Pass as a vigilante, so he's not fond of this.
Oh yeah, you remember that time your partner just tried to save someone who was gonna jump off a building, except he fell as well because like the other vigilante was drunk, never put the clasp on correctly, and you saw your friend fall like just barely one floor lower. You were really high, but barely one floor lower than where you were, and just get impaled by the gargoyle there. And you saw your friend like just kind of die there. So the Gargoyle Pass does not bring good memories to you.
Exactly.
I'm gonna stand so I can compensate for the swaying by shifting my body slightly, and I'm gonna look down and out as best as I can out of the window of the train, see if there's any sign of this bombing, like smoke, flames, flashing lights of emergency services, anything like that.
Okay. When you look down, you do see the kind of like the big gaping hole where the train track used to be. So where the explosion took place, and there's already many like vigilante vehicles flying towards there. So like most people use, well, a lot of people will use like ground-based vehicles, but richer people, the vigilante, they'll have like flying vehicles instead. And you see like those typical lights that go like in like front and back like of the vigilante vehicles, so just kind of like hovering above the place and like putting spotlights and stuff like that. But from that height, of course, that's pretty much what you can see.
Okay.
You're already too high to clearly see individuals, so it's really, really high. And those cables are not very well maintained. Everyone knows that. So it's been known every 5 years or so that a cable just gave out. So like no one's really. The old lady looks particularly worried right now. So,
Okay.
maybe 15 minutes pass, and then someone opens the door of the cart. And right now the train is not rocking that much, but it's still sort of a dangerous proposition to go between carts when obviously when you're going through the Gargoyle Pass, because it's really freaking high and there's like nothing between the carts. When he opens the door, also like it started raining against the window, so you can imagine it's like really not a good or safe idea. Also, normally those doors are locked, but it's not like this impressive thing that someone managed to force them open or lock or pick the lock or whatever. They're there, but they're really not like they're not even technological, really, as in they're not electronic. So there's a man who comes in, and he's really tall, not bulky, but certainly looks athletic, and he has this metal jaw. So at some point in time, he lost his actual jaw. It was replaced. It doesn't look like anything scary. But you can see that it just replaces it, and he has some synthetic lips that were added there, so he could be able to speak normally, which is basically what people get when they're poor, but can still afford to replace the lost jaw. So the man walks, just this blonde. But well, like coiffed man, like he is really important to him that he's. You can see he's really clean, actually. Despite a metal jaw, like you'd think, he cannot maybe tries to compensate for the scary appearance by looking proper, and he walks to Knax, and he looks at you and says, "The world ends."
Blah. Shit. Bloody. The world ends bloody.
Okay. So he's like repeating it so much, the Black Rat obviously hears that.
Yeah. I'll pull my goggles down over my eyes and just keep an eye on them. Not being subtle, but I'm kind of staring at you both.
I feel like that's a totally normal thing to discuss on the train. I'm just saying. In my defense. I mean, why pay attention to that?
And the Black Rat has a gas mask, right?
Like, yeah. Okay. It looks like a smog mask, but it's actually a proper respirator with air supply.
Very well. Okay. So, Knax, the man looks at you and says, "You're handcuffed to it."
And excuse me.
You're handcuffed to the merchandise.
Was I not supposed to be? I'm sorry.
No one told me you'd be. I don't have a key for this, and I don't have time to waste.
Okay, no key. Let's see.
It's okay. It's okay. I got it. So he takes out this knife and flicks a switch, and you see like along the knife, like a little laser edge just turns on. I got it. Don't worry. It's not gonna bleed out. And you know what? I'm sure gonna pay you enough for a new hand, right?
All right. Well, Knax freaks out. He jumps up and tries to almost like jump over, or like jump back and gain some distance, but the case drags him back down, and I end up basically just jumping back up onto the seat, onto my feet, and then falling down kind of between the seats. So I'm just kind of wedged in there.
All right, so there's a pop of vertebrae as Rat stands up straight and sort of gets into a sort of ready stance in case he's not joking.
Okay. So the man, it's not like he's swiping as an attack. He's calmly lowering the laser knife, starts touching the skin, so it starts burning.
Oh, yeah. As soon as he gets that close, I think that Knax is just like scrambling like wild. He's still like I think whatever combat training and stuff like that he's had hasn't really kicked in yet. His confidence is at sort of an all-time low. So he just kind of is pushing, like trying to keep the guy at bay.
Okay.
Right.
How do you like try to I mean, because now you're sitting between the two seats.
Yeah, like
you have your hand like this, handcuffed to the. So
Yeah,
he's got like your hand like delivered there on the table.
So yeah, as he's coming down, I'm trying to block away his hand.
So with your free hand, you're like smacking at the.
Not really attacking him, more like a panicked animal.
Okay, so do a okay. So in Machinations of the Space Princess, the saves are half of the stat, which that's harsh, James. But let's roll with the book. Yes, that's harsh. So Clint, you have to roll your wait. They're not the same name as the ability scores. They're reflex, I think. Wait,
Yeah.
it's reflexes. Yeah. So roll for reflexes.
Okay. See, my reflexes is 8. Oops.
It's hashtag 1d20.
Yeah, my bad.
They're social media dice rolls. You have to put the hashtag.
Oh, I got it.
Cool. Okay, so you managed to like smack it away without just losing your finger because you didn't like aim for the right place, because you're panicked and sitting there.
Yeah.
So, and the guy looks at you kind of surprised and like almost as if he was like, "Well, what's the problem here?" Like he doesn't understand why you're having such an issue with this.
I move up the carriage, grab a pair of the handholds for people who are standing, and use those to swing forward and plant both my boots in the back of his head.
Okay, very well. Since he wasn't paying attention at all to you, we don't need to do initiative or anything like that. Now, I don't have your character sheet in front of me, which I should have opened it. But since you have it in front of you, do you have anything like a sneak attack or?
Well, everyone gets a certain degree of sneak attack, so that's +1. And I have ambush, which is the improved sneak attack.
Well.
So I'll do an extra d6 +1 damage if I hit.
Okay, very well. I want to be transparent. I did not go over the rules as much as I should have because I knew that James would know them. So.
Me on the spot. I have forgotten my own rules before.
Oh, wow, that would be funny. It's okay. We can edit. It's not live. So if I have to spend 5 minutes looking through the book.
Oh, I botched.
Oh, that is amazing. Oh, my God. That is so funny.
It was such a cool move as well. Oh, well.
No, right? I know.
I was rooting for you on that one.
Okay. Well, if you're butching that, I really said he would.
Maybe the straps snap and I land on my ass or something.
No, let me think. You are kicking a man with a laser knife here. So what happens is when you grab onto handholds, it creaked, and and basically the guy kind of turned as you were kicking, and it's not even like he did it on purpose, but his knife goes into one of your feet, and
Ow.
you get 1 HP damage. But the problem is that now that foot is compromised. It's not the problem is not as much the HP damage as the location of the injury. John McClane, like from Die Hard, for anyone who didn't get the reference. So you find yourself it's and also even though there's a laser in the front, it's not everywhere in the blade, so it does bleed a bit, but not to the point where you're gonna be like bleeding out. But your foot is definitely compromised. And now do a as you're landing, do a reflex save to not keep that knife in your foot as you kind of like land back by.
I succeed.
Okay, very well. So you managed to make sure that the knife doesn't stay in your foot and land on it, which would have been really, really bad. And as for him, let's see if he keeps, in that case, a hold of the knife there. Natural 20, which is bad for a save because you're rolling under.
Yeah.
Okay, so so what happens is he, as he's trying to hold on to it, he actually like falls forward and falls on his own blade. So he's gonna receive damage, and just check the okay.
So the end result was kind of what I wanted by a process of a series of comedies of errors.
Yeah, it's true, huh? It's 1d6 5. Okay, just it's true though. That was kind of the fumble shouldn't go to your advantage, but it's
I meant
okay.
to do that.
No rewinds. It's fine. Yeah, it's kind of a good trade. Like 1 hit point for 1d6. It's a good trade. Yeah, sure. I didn't treat it like a proper one. My bad. I got carried away in the story there. So so he's actually really badly hurt. He falls there, and he although because it's a 1, I don't want to be too gracious and have him be on the ground. So he does get up. He didn't fall actually. He hit like the pole of the train and stabbed himself. He's like and pulls it out. So at this point, I'll just give you guys. I don't mind. I'll give you guys initiative for this case because he just got stabbed in a moment that he didn't expect. So Clint, your cigarette is the wrong way. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed. I'm moving my table. Just started raining a little bit.
Yeah. No, actually, in this case, we should do initiative, right?
Okay.
Let's see. James, how does initiative work in Machinations?
You have an initiative bonus, which should be, well, I don't know where you've written it down, but it should be just after social reaction, probably.
It's a D20 or a D6?
D20 plus the number.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So everyone roll initiative, actually, because this was kind of like a surprise round, and it's,
Ooh, nice.
I only got 7.
High rollers here.
well, you're actually going first, James.
Okay.
Yeah. Your foot is messed up, but you're motivated, I'm sure.
Yeah. So he fell back against the side or one of the poles, or
You landed back on your feet. The reflex save was to make sure that you kind of like moved your foot to not keep the blade in there. So you're on your feet, actually. Yeah.
okay, but him, where is he in relation to me? Is
He would be to your right. He would be like he hit the pole, took that. So he's like right next to you, actually, at this point. Because he tried to hold on to the knife and kind of like went forward. So you're kind of.
Okay. Which foot was stabbed, left or right?
Well, up to you.
I'll roll randomly. Okay, it's my right foot. So
Okay,
I'm
very
trying,
well. The one on his
trying to
side.
trying to keep my weight on my left foot.
Mhm.
Keeping my other foot up on its toe, so I'm not pressing down where it got cut, which leaves me a little bit awkward. But I try and put a left cross across his face.
Okay, very well.
My
Go ahead.
gloves. Okay, so
AC. Oh yeah, I did forget to. I forgot to consider his armor though. There's not a rewind, just a little detail I
Okay.
forgot.
So my
Just gonna roll for his armor there. Okay, it helped a little bit. Helped him a little bit, but too much. Okay. Okay.
Okay, I only got 9 to hit, so he's probably.
Yeah, the AC is for melee is 12.
Okay.
So it's 12 for melee and 13 for ranged.
So a swing and a miss.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, you try to swing, but your balance is way off, and you're kind of like trying to throw a hook, but like resting in your back foot, which messes up your distance management. And he easily just swats it, kind of like a fly, like. So you can see the guy is just from the way he handled it, you can see he's trained. Like, wasn't like this random like putting your hands ahead. It was kind of like this very calm, like he just backs up just enough so the hook goes up like fast, and he still like swats it. He didn't even need to at this point. Like the distance management was good, but just like you can see, there's like a habit of hand fighting there.
So he's trained.
Yes, he is, and it's his turn, and it just took like 2 shots at him. So what he does is he backs away and throws his knife at you.
Okay.
So
so my ranged defense is 15.
Wow, that's good. It's really good. Where is the? Okay, there you go. Well, he got you.
Okay.
And the damage will be, despite the penalty for throwing a knife, that's not really meant to be thrown, but so it's 4, but you have armor, right?
Yeah. Is this knife armor piercing or anything because of the laser effect?
You know what? It's not, because the edge itself is a normal knife. It's just the front is kind of like made to.
Okay. How much damage did he do?
It is 4, and you got 2 on your armor, so
yeah, so
you're
2 hit points.
Getting to you're already 3 hit points down. How many hit points do you have left?
I have 5 left.
5 left.
Okay. Yeah, so his blade sort of sizzles away some of the wool of this loose jumper that I'm wearing, and underneath there's some sort of motocross armor or protective clothing of some kind.
Okay. Good thing you weren't topless.
Haha.
Okay. Reference to Jim's actual play show. Table topless. So, okay, Clint, it's your turn.
All right. Well, I think Knax is gonna. He's essentially panicking, and when he does that, he suddenly flashes to his vigilante training and the doctrine of defensive aggression that they have. Which basically says that if you feel like you're over your head, that you just start shooting. So, so he's kind of wedged down between the seat.
Yeah.
These guys are tussling, and I've got a pistol. I'm gonna kind of clumsily draw my pistol and try to blast the dude.
The good thing is that you sitting handcuffed to a briefcase, all of that actually doesn't impair at all your shooting. In fact, if you want to rest your hand on the briefcase, you can even get a +1 to kind of like help you calm your nerves and like aim.
Okay.
Now, I don't know anything about like, I can get into really nice descriptions of hand-to-hand combat, but when it gets to guns, maybe someone's gonna tell me don't do that with a handgun. I don't know, but I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna give you this +1 because you have like the briefcase to rest on.
Sure.
I don't know if that's realistic, but I'll go with that.
Okay, that sounds good. Let's see. My ranged attack is +3. Actually, I'm actually decent at panic shooting. So let's see what happens here.
Social commentary.
See, did I go through it? Oh, yeah. All right.
Of course, I want to specify this is like a fantasy story. It doesn't have to reflect the real world, or does it? Up to the viewer. Okay. So that's your 17, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's really good. Okay, so go ahead, roll for damage.
All right. Looks like I've got D8 +1. 7 damage.
Nice.
Okay, and I'm gonna roll the armor. Let's see. It's yeah, he's not having a good day at this point, but he's still standing. So you hit him in the back, and you can tell like some of the from the bullet hole it leaves, you can tell there's armor in there, but you also see some blood trickle down at this point. So the guy's like he's not having a good day. Like both of you can tell he's starting to be a bit messed up between his own knife and the bullet wound in his back. And so we go back to James, the Black Rat.
Okay. So going for the head didn't work. He seems to know some defensive fighting, but what he doesn't know is that my gloves are electrified. So I'll aim a quick couple of body blows
Okay.
at his abdomen. Okay. So. $11 to hit.
Okay. That said, I was gonna say, because I like your comment of he doesn't know the gloves are electrified. So I will give you a +1 for that, which means you hit him just right, just because I like strategy and fighting and stuff like hand combat. So I kind of like that description. So what happens is you go for body shots, and he just like lowers his shoulders to block that easily, except they're electrified. So what I'll do is I'll let you not the what we're gonna do is basically you're not getting the default damage, but you will get the electricity damage. So with his his elbows, sorry, he blocked the punches themselves, but they're still electrocuting him. So you can go with the electricity damage only.
Okay, so it's 2 points of electricity damage.
Okay, and he's wearing long sleeves and armor, and I don't know if that makes any. The electricity is not armor piercing, right?
No.
Okay.
It's up to you whether he gets protected.
Yeah, you didn't amp the budget of the gloves there. So a cool thing about Machinations is you can create your own weapons, and there's like this system to just determine what the weapons do and how much it will cost. So that means that if James had wanted to design the gloves to because it's electricity, it also goes through the armor. He could have done that. They would just be more expensive. So that's why I asked there. And because I don't have the character sheets in front of me, because I never prepared properly. So 1d4, of course, already did it.
I mean, they're blunt weapons. They don't have spikes or anything. So if I don't hit him with a pair of contacts, there's not going to be that much power running through.
Well, don't convince me I should change my mind here. And so, well, his armor absorbs. Is there a minimum 1 damage roll in your system?
No.
Okay, in that case, his armor completely absorbs the electricity. Nevertheless, I'm sorry, but what happens is you can tell that it should work. So his armor offers him some sort of protection from electricity, at least a basic one. So maybe the head would have been a good place to aim after all. Okay, so it's his turn. And what he's gonna do, actually, he's gonna, since the other attacker is kind of like sitting with the briefcase, what he's gonna do is he's gonna try to tackle you. Wait, where is Clint? So he's gonna try to
wedged between the seat, kind of, yeah.
So not tackle you, actually. He's gonna do a throw. He's gonna grab your coat and do like this drill throw. So what he's gonna try to do is he's gonna try to throw in the other side to be like to have the briefcase be in the way, because Knax is sitting, so he can't easily, he'd have to take time to get out of there and go around the briefcase he's handcuffed to. So he's gonna kind of get behind the briefcase to not be a clear shot. So he wants to take the fight there. So James, what he's gonna do is he's gonna grab your coat and try to do a judo throw over the shoulder to just slam you on the other side. And if he succeeds, he's gonna fall you to the ground there to be covered from the briefcase. By the briefcase, rather.
I'm going to try to defend myself by going with the flip so I can land back on my feet.
Okay, I like that. Or at least absorb the impact at the very least, like slapping your hand on the floor or something. That will be a reflex save. Let's see if he succeeds first.
Okay.
So I think that will be, I don't think you have judo throws in there, but you have wrestling. So
what I would suggest doing is just making a hand-to-hand attack and then doing an opposed power roll.
Yeah, that's very well. Okay, so let's go with that.
So my close defense is 16.
Damn. Okay, so he what happens is he tries to grab onto your coat, but you just like step back, and his grip is just like wasn't there yet. He hadn't gripped it properly yet. The lapels of your coat, so you just like easily step back from it. Just your natural armor class, no need for anything, any rolls or anything. So he misses his grab at you because you have how much is your armor class again in close?
16 close.
16, yeah. So you're super quick. You're not like this. Like you're probably one of those people who can catch stuff that's thrown at you or something. Because one of your modifications is that your reflexes are better than normal, right? That was yeah. So the guy notices like he has like this kind of like squint where this point is starting to maybe he's thinking like some cyber enhancement or something. Well, you can't read his mind, but like he notices that you're not this normal dude, despite you look kind of like weirdly shaved, but you're very fast. Yeah. So now it's James. Yeah. No. Sorry, James
Clint
had initiative, so it's Clint. Yeah, Knax.
All right. So Knax is going to. So I'm kind of down, essentially behind the case. So I'm going to kind of like, I guess, double kick the case. So that the idea is that it will roll like, hit him in the legs and maybe knock him down.
Okay. Okay. So your arm will be extended if you do that. But,
yes.
But
yeah. He's practically going to rip his arm off, but not really thinking
that's
that.
If you get a 1, I'm dislocating your shoulder.
Yeah. That seems fair.
Or your wrist or something. I don't know. I'm gonna have fun with it. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So. Second. I need to look up my melee bonus.
I'll give you a +1 for attack that I don't think you could have expected. So you get a +1 there.
Okay, I'm at a +2 total, and I got a 16.
Okay, so that definitely hits him. So you so it's really heavy. At the same time, you can't like swing it properly. I think a D6 like to kick something rolling and like hit the knee or something. I think a D6 makes sense, plus your strength modifier if you have one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So. Oops. Three damage.
Okay, and hopefully the armor doesn't absorb it all. It does. Okay, so you kick the briefcase and it hits him right in the knee. But you do hear like a clank, like so you understand that under his nice pants or he has like a knee protection. So who knows? Maybe he goes rollerblading afterwards. So it was really cool, like Jackie Chan style. Like you use an object in your environment, it hits, but the guy was like just kind of like just a little bump and looks at you annoyed, and now you're like extend like this.
Extend it out, yeah. Really bad position.
You know what, Clint? You put yourself in such a bad position just for the sake of roleplay. I'm gonna give you a reroll that you can use at any time you want.
Sweet.
Because it's only like you didn't have to, you did it. So I'm giving you a reroll for later, whenever you want to use it. Okay, so that will be James' turn now. James's.
Okay, so the case, did it hit him in the back of the legs?
Kind of sideways, because Clint is to the side of you, to your left and his right.
Okay. I'll close in to crowd him against the case to sort of limit how far he can move, and I'll try driving a punch into the side of his belly.
Okay, very well. That won't affect the attack itself, but it'll limit his options regarding.
I'm just throwing some descriptive color in there.
Keep it in mind if he needs to move.
Yeah, man, I don't land a hit.
Okay. So once again, he like, you try to I think you attack the body again. Was that it?
Yeah, side of the gut.
Okay, cool. But he just lowers his elbow just enough. Like he doesn't like overreact. Just the right proper amount of movement and just blocks it. And again, he's trusting his armor to take care of your electricity. That was the train. No.
Yeah, we have realistic sound effects.
Speaking of which, it's been a few rounds and like the train was pretty stable so far, but on a 1 and this 1d4 means it's gonna start swaying. Wow. Cool. So the train starts swaying, which Knax, for you, it's gonna mean the wheels are gonna start playing with you.
Oh yeah.
So
I think that boost from before is starting to kick in too. So
yeah. So okay. The metal jawed man is actually gonna be an asshole, and what he's gonna do is because the briefcase is in his way, what he's gonna do is he's gonna try to, while keeping like his hands up in front of the black rat, he's gonna try to kick really hard the case sideways to fuck up your elbow, because you're in between the two chairs, so your shoulders are trapped there. So if the briefcase goes there recently, you're gonna hit the side. And, so he wants to mess up your elbow, basically. Now I'm gonna give him a. I'm gonna give him a -3 for that. Even though it's not exactly logical, we're gonna use the AC because I don't wanna like overthink this. But he's gonna have like a -3 to his attack to do this. Let's see.
my close defense is 15.
15. Okay. He got you. But do a power strength, right?
Power strength.
Do a power save to have a like strength to hold your arm in place. So it's gonna hurt you, but it's not gonna mess up your elbow.
Okay, my save is 6, and I got a 10.
So you missed. Okay. Okay. So what happens is your so the damage is gonna be oh wait, you have armor, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
So what we're gonna do is it's gonna be I'm gonna explain. It's gonna be 1d4 damage. However, if your armor absorbs all of the damage, I'm gonna consider that the armor held your elbow in place.
Cool.
Like like whatever the armor did to okay, you already rolled, so you got 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna roll the 1d4. So if you get 0 damage, your armor held your arm in place. Cool. So it doesn't feel good, but the armor just like holds your arm in place. But you know for sure if you didn't have the pad there, it would have gone on the other side.
Cool.
So he wasted his turn doing something fancy. Well, Knax, it's your turn. So now the train is swaying. So do another power roll to just not have your arm roll in the other direction because the train's like.
I failed.
Okay, so that means you're gonna have a -2 to your next roll, whatever it is, because maybe you're trying to shoot, but your arm decides to go this way.
It basically starts to kind of drag me out into the aisle a little bit.
Well, you did say that you're in between 2 seats, so to me that does make you stable in that regard, because you're like bumping your shoulders between the seats. So that description you did at the very beginning is actually quite useful to you right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Knax is going to once again try to, as he's like jostling around, try to reach up and fire his pistol at the guy.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Is that the 16 is your attack, right?
No, that was my save.
Oh yeah.
All right, 16.
Cool. So you hit him with your gun. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're supposed to save for ammo. So is that after James?
That's the end of the end of a conflict.
Okay, I like that. Okay. Very well. So you can hit Clint.
Okay. 3 damage.
Should I use the character's name, the character names, the player names?
It's always a question.
Oh wow! So okay, you blow his brains out.
Whoa!
Headshot, and the black rat, like your goggles, are there. The 2 punks start screaming, ah! And the oldie is like, cool. She starts like just like.
She's old. She's seen some shit.
Oh yeah, on the blue line, forget it. So
she probably has a bigger gun than I do. All
Who
right, well,
knows? Or maybe she
Knax,
just uses
Knax
knitting.
freaks out.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! And
Okay,
he's kind
I
of like
wipe the blood and bits of brain off my goggles.
still waving the gun up, kind of defensively, but not firing. Like unsure about if you're part of this attack or not.
I go and crouch down and start rifling through the guy's pockets.
You find a GP stick, which is a gold pieces stick, because I use the currency of gold pieces, the most natural currency for a cyberpunk setting. It's actually, you don't know how much is in it though. It doesn't, when you like the button you normally press, so it tells you, is removed. The person didn't want people to be able to tell in any sort of way how much is in it. So you find that, and then he also had a handgun that he never had a chance to take out. Just see default handgun in. Let me just check this.
I think.
Yeah,
they
it's
said
1d6 blaster pistol.
Okay. Well, I'll take everything that isn't nailed down.
That's
hide it away in my coat.
yeah, that's all he had on him. That's
No
really
ID.
No idea. Although he has a metal jaw, so, like, I'm sure it's not the hardest person to find, but no idea on him. No. Let me just double check. Just gonna let that truck pass by. Let's see. Okay, both of you, let me just see the saves here. I wanna find something that makes sense. Okay, you can. This is gonna sound like a funny thing to say, but you can roll the best of your reflexes or logic.
Okay.
Either you're quick enough to catch something, or you have the mental faculties to notice something out of place.
I succeed.
Okay.
All right, I'm going for reflexes here. Got it.
Nice. Okay. So the both of you, either through quick eyes or just like having a mental faculty for picking up on things that are out of place. In the reflection of one of the windows, as you pass a neon light, you see an armored woman. So she has this like dark silver armor on her, like medieval armor, not modern. And this sort of like crown that's very spiky. She's just standing there, and like because it's a window, it kind of ends at the elbows. You don't see if she's holding any weapons or anything. She's very pale, very pale, dark hair, semi-curly, and she's staring at you with a smile in the reflection of the window. But she's not on the other side of the window. It's really just, and she's not in the train either. It's a reflection in the window.
See that?
I think so. Yeah. Is it like persistent, or was it a flash?
It's persistent. She's just staring at you, smiling, and then she lifts a flail Morningstar, like just a big ball. I don't know if that was a handle with a chain and like a ball with spikes, and just starts swinging it. And then she does like this, and the window shatters, and the rain comes in, and the punks go again, like, ah! And the old lady's like, "Shut up."
Well, Knax is gonna like jump back, basically rolling backwards over the case, kind of like twisting his own arm and pulling the case more or less on top of himself, away from the window.
I'll interpose myself between the shattered window and the other passengers.
Okay. So the rain hits her goggles, cleaning away some of the blood, but also kind of like being a bit obtrusive to your own vision after all. Perhaps words on the blood in the sense that at least the blood wasn't moving. So the rain is really, really hard. It's coming in, and it's making the floor slippery as the train sways, of course. And you have messed up foot. He has a briefcase, and I don't know. I'm being such a dick about movement, but I am. And, let's see. Let me just look at something here. Just want to make sure I'm keeping events in order. Okay. So suddenly there's a holo projector that's there for ads, things like that, like for public service announcements. Earlier it was just on a flat screen, but they also have a holo projector for fancier stuff. And the holo projector like turns on, and it basically shows the woman in the reflection. Of course, it's just a projection. It doesn't have any physical effect, right? So she's standing there, and you see the projector like projecting her, like, and you see the woman there smiling at you, and then she starts. But she's not making any sounds. Like her armor doesn't make any sounds, anything. And she starts swinging her weapon again.
Okay, well, I'm going to treat it like it was real because something shattered that window.
Yes. So roll initiative.
6. Lame.
15.
I cannot get a good roll today.
Knax, it's you go first.
All right, so I think I would probably take some penalty on this because Knax is so flustered. But essentially, he's going to try to shoot the projector to try to like knock it out of to try to disable it.
Okay, actually, you don't get any penalty because you're lying flat on your back, looking up. So even if you have to shift a little bit, it's actually, not for that. It's not a bad position. Even though your arm might be a bit like awkward, your gun hand is still like free to move around. So just make a normal shot, just with an AC of 10.
All right, let's see. I lost my range. There it is. Okay. Got a 9.
Really? You missed it by 1. Well, do you want to use your reroll here, or?
Well, actually, yeah, I think I will. I'll choose this moment to start being competent.
When the GM asks, do you want to use your reroll here? I guess normally.
Yeah, that's usually a good idea. Much better.
Wow, nice. Okay, so you shoot the projector and you just destroy it right away, and her image flickers out. And then the speakers, you hear a woman's voice, and it says, "Smile, young thing. The world ends bloody." Of course, I suck at making female voices, but that's what she says in a female voice. Okay, so that's what happens at the moment.
He said that.
Yeah, that was the. Oh God. All right. Well, Knax just stops talking and starts like getting up and trying to. I'm like frantically trying to get this damn thing off my wrist.
I'll take some snips from my tool belt and try and cut through the chain.
Okay.
As you come towards my hands, I'm like, whoa!
Just the chain.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You cut the handcuffs. Yeah. I'll miss the situation, but you do. So I had fun with it. It's okay. My fun lasted long enough. You cut the handcuffs. So it tracks you.
Actually, I don't know. Who are you?
I'm the rat.
Well, thanks, the rat, for helping me with that guy. I don't know what his deal was, but we got to get out of here with this. I'm not sure what this thing is, but I'm fairly certain that all this stuff that's happening is probably because of it.
Best find out.
All right, so Knax hastily starts to he chambers around and gets ready to like aim it at the crate without really thinking about it.
So the gun, you're aiming the gun at the crate.
Yeah, I like to try to blow it open, but then but yeah, he hesitates after thinking better of it. Yeah.
Right. Cordless drill. Drill out the locks.
Yeah, very well. I think you have a skill for that, right?
Well, if it's complicated somehow or made of some tough material, I would make a roll. Probably
Didn't you have
security.
something for... Yeah, that works very well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I get any bonus for the drill?
Yeah. The drill will give you a +1.
Yeah. Okay, just fail. So
Okay.
the lock
Okay.
must be made of sterner stuff.
It is very armored, and not only that, it electrocutes for 4 hit points, but your armor will illogically protect you from that.
Well, the gloves are electrified, so
Oh yeah, it's true.
So
then
they
very
must
logically,
be-
yeah.
they must be insulated. Okay, so I take 1
HP.
point.
How much do you have left now?
4.
So you start drilling, and you fail to maybe take into account how secure the thing looks, and that it might be trapped perhaps, and it gives you like this buzz, and your drill is gonna be broken on from 1 to 3. The drill is broken. 4 to 6, it is fine. Okay, so your drill is still working. Like you when you pull it out, it's still like going for a bit, and then you let it go and it stops. You let go of the trigger, that is, not the drill itself. So
Okay, shoot it. It's not my fucking day.
You know what? Oh wait, what's funny is I think Knax got no damage yet, right?
No, I think like our roles have basically been swapped.
So Knax is the one who started with a huge briefcase like handcuffed to him on the floor between 2 chairs, and somehow like James' character is the one who's the most messed up somehow.
I was heroically taking all the beatings to
It's true
stay.
though. It's true. Yeah, he kind of like concentrated on you because you were in his face. That's very true. Okay, very heroic. Yes, heroically taking a beating. So yeah. So you shoot the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Make a logic save.
Okay.
Just to see if you can aim at a place that makes sense.
Let's see. That's an 8, which is going to logic is 4, so that did not make it.
On a 1, there's going to be a ricochet that goes towards one of you guys. On a 1, it doesn't. Okay. So it actually the bullet ricochets and shatters another window. Then more rain comes in. So you didn't like select a spot in the briefcase. That like everything seems very and it's all there's no key in. It's all like electronic stuff, thumbprint. You know, like it's you can definitely use tools, but of course you have to be careful because it is trapped, as the Black Rat found out.
Seems like it might be a good time to roll for my ammo.
Yes.
Yeah, it's after combat. It is true. Yeah, I think we can consider this after combat. Yeah.
Okay, so my ammo save with that is 14, and I got it.
Cool.
He still has bullets.
Yeah, let me just keep track of events here. You're still in the very, very thing. Of course, the door where the person came, the metal jaw man came through, like it's still flapping open and closed, you know, with the swaying. And the train actually comes to a sudden stop. So everyone make a reflex save. And I'm going to make 1 for all the people in the cart there. Oh, natural 1. Wow. Okay. I'm going to come up with something really, like, yeah.
I fail.
Yeah.
So I'm thrown over.
That time.
Did you Is it the 7 at the very beginning of the last 3, Clint? Your save?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And did that succeed?
Yes. 7 out of 8. Yep.
Okay. So, Knax actually holds onto the pole that's there for people to hold on to. The black rat doesn't, but black rat make a another reflex save to at least not hurt yourself falling, I guess is what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay, just succeeded.
Okay, perfect. So you you do fall on the floor and you slide on the water. It's almost like a water slide at this point because the rain is like rushing in from 2 crashed windows. I roll a single d20 for 3 people in the train, and I got a 1. So this is gonna get really gross, people. So the old lady who was knitting, when it stopped suddenly, she went like this, and they like went into her eyes. She falls dead on the floor, and the 2 punks were like looking, and like suddenly like they headbutt each other, and they fall unconscious on the floor. One of them, his forehead is bleeding out. So that's what happened with the sudden stop of the train. As for the black rat, you slide all the way to the dead old lady.
Fuck.
Yeah. Next is just holding on, like mouth agape, like this really escalated quickly.
Well, what do you guys do?
Let's see what happened to the case when the
Yeah, go.
The case slid to the back, but it didn't like it's too heavy to fly out the window or anything like that.
Okay.
It's swaying, but it's not like going like lateral or anything like that.
Well, I think I'm gonna run back and try to secure the case, basically. Make sure.
So you just grab it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you roll it on it. Okay.
I'm gonna grab the 2 unconscious punks by the backs of their jackets, like the scruff of their neck, and drag them through to the next carriage.
Okay. Well, you realize this now because you never went between the carts before. I think what you did is probably you at a station, if everything seemed okay, you at a stop, you kind of like change carts and so like. But as you go, you're dragging them, and then you leave one on the floor to open the door or to hold it so it doesn't flap. And what you see is like there's actually the space in between the carts. There's nothing underneath except the part holding them. So you're seeing like the city down below, and you really like you're like helicopter high because the buildings are really like you're not at the top of the buildings, but the buildings are super high, so you're like incredibly high. You see the city down below, and it's like
Where we've stopped, are we next to a building?
No, they didn't because the train sways. They make sure to keep it a certain distance. I had to think about it for a moment, but it wouldn't be anywhere near where you can jump to the building or anything like that. You can definitely look into the windows. It's not like it's like super far away, but it's not humanly. It is inhumanly possible to jump there, but not humanly possible to jump there.
Okay, so I'll drag him back away from the door and shut and secure it.
Okay.
Is there an emergency chain, brake alarm system?
Yes,
thing?
yes, there is. Yeah.
Yoink.
You hear a female voice through the speakers. Oh no, you don't.
Well, that's probably not the automated message. So,
If it was, that'd be funny.
You hear a female. I'm not gonna try to do it. You hear a female laugh through the speakers for a moment there, like lasts about a few seconds and it stops.
Do you know who that is?
no.
Neither do I, but I don't like it.
And then through the speakers you hear, "You don't know who I am, but it's the anniversary of my victory. How disrespectful. How people forget who their true ruler is."
Ah, bullshit. And you don't know what's in the case.
No, I think we should find out as quickly as we can. And
Right.
I'm gonna try again to like Knax like centers himself, focuses, and like tries to meditate.
Except before you do that, yeah. Well, James, hearing What save would that be? Hearing something.
So
Logic?
typically I use logic for perception type things.
Yeah. Okay. Both of you roll for logic.
I rolled a natural 1, so I succeed.
Let's see. Natural 20.
Well, I thought it was a natural 1. Okay, right. Then I fail.
Yeah, that's actually a really bad fail. It's like the you have to roll
no.
under. That's a really, really bad
For
fail.
for some reason, I was reading your earlier roll. Wishful thinking.
Yeah. No, that was a roll that killed the badass old lady.
Yeah.
I also
Actually, yeah. Okay, so you both fail. Okay, very well. Sex. Okay. Just a moment again. Okay. I'm sorry, James. I'm sorry. So it's only like there's like a shut that goes through the door. It will serve as a first level of armor though. But James, your ranged defense is 16.
15 for range defense.
15. Okay. So a bullet hits you, except first of all it goes through a layer of door. Well, I should roll the damage first, actually. So the damage is 2, and okay, you know what? It's kind of funny because the since there's 2 layers, it's 1 minimum. So what happens is a bullet goes through the door and hits kind of like the armor of your sleeve. So a bullet like just went through and you're not harmed by it, thanks to the door and your armor.
So there's someone in another carriage up ahead.
Exactly, they just shot through the because the doors were flapping still there, but they kind of like started shooting through the door, and you're the one who was right in front of it. So yeah, it's true. I did a random, but you were like standing in front of it. So
yeah,
that was the logical thing anyway.
Can we see the guy?
If you open the door, you will.
Okay. Well, first I'll take cover.
Okay.
So down where the metal sheeting is beside the door.
Okay. Knax, what do you do?
Knax is also going to take cover. So I had gone kind of to the back of the car to get the case. So I'm just going to take cover behind one of the rows of seats there.
Well, and you both take cover in that case. Like the door opens and one man goes first, like holding a gun, and he looks really silly. He is wearing this like dark robe with a hoodie, with a hood, like kind of like a cultist perhaps. And it looks really like out of place and silly, but that's what he's wearing. He's like holding a handgun, and he goes through. And does he notice you? You see where you are right away. He might. Doesn't. So the guy, you two taking cover, and the guy's looking at the 2 punks on the floor and the lady, and that kind of catches his eye first. So, Knax, you can better see anything from there because if I'm not mistaken, Black Rat went to the side, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Knax, you can see there's a second man behind him, dressed the same, but they're like they're in the file. So like they're not like one next to the other. There's no room for that at the moment. They're crossing the door. So everyone do initiative. Got a 14.
7.
Okay, so they will go first. So at this point, the guy has time to notice the Black Rat on the side. If the Black Rat had initiative, he could have surprised him, but since he has initiative, he's going to try to shoot. Although, oddly enough, at that distance, I would almost consider it a close defense. James, what's your best AC, close or ranged?
Close defense is best.
Yeah, well, that's good for you. So I'll kind of consider it a close attack. I don't know. I know it's not the rules, but like at that distance, it's kind of.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Yeah. Okay. So he's gonna. Oh, now I think about it, this is like NPC stats. They're the same. Oh, it's your armor class. That was different.
Yeah.
So he misses. Yeah. So he turns to try to shoot you, but you either dodge or like slap the gun aside or something, whatever you want to describe.
Probably just move and sort of slide a bit on the floor because it's wet and end up out of the way.
Well, you don't fall on your butt or anything, but funnily enough, you do like you move and maybe you shift a bit in the water, but nothing detrimental to you. And it's your turn now. No, wait. It's Clint goes next. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. So I will take a shot at the guy who's fighting the rat. 15.
That definitely hits.
Two damage. Winged him.
Yeah, big a scratch. Okay, okay, very well. And now it's James's turn.
Okay, I surge up from the floor and punch him under his chin with my electrified glove, or at least try to, and will probably spectacularly fail given how things have been going tonight. Nope, that's probably a hit. 17.
Yeah, it is. Definitely is.
Okay. So he takes 3 bludgeoning damage and 3 electrical damage.
Okay. So oh wow, that's so you really when you punch him like there's electricity and you see like two front. So uppercut. So you see the like he was kind of like not clenching his jaw properly. He was kind of like surprised by you, so his mouth was kind of open. So when you do that, you actually see a piece of the tip of his tongue just fly out of his mouth as the teeth like just close on it. It's like, and you hear through the speakers, a female voice again. And you hear, "There it is, the luggage. My new buddy is in there. Grab it, kill them." And I believe it's Clint's turn.
All right. So is the guy who just got punched, is he still up?
Yeah, he is. Although he's like holding his mouth, and like a lot of blood is coming out.
Okay, I'm going to take another shot at him.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I got a 5.
Yeah, okay. So you hit the holographic projector again. I'm kidding. Oh yeah, no, that wasn't it. No, you just missed. Okay, so that's gonna be. Now it's their turn. The first one will have moved enough to let the second one in. So now there's gonna be 2 of them. So the one that was like he tries to shoot at the black rat. The second one is gonna go like towards Clint, and he snaps out this like folded like short sword that just unfolds, and he runs towards where Clint is with the luggage. So the first one is gonna shoot at the black rat. Since they're in close combat, is there a rule for like trying to shoot someone in close combat, or?
I would still use. I would normally still use ranged attack, ranged defense, but you suggested that it should be.
Yeah, no, but I meant like, is there like an attack that you get for free for trying to do a ranged attack up close or something? Or?
I mean, it would be up to you to rule it.
Yeah.
In Machinations, it's not a standard rule because I was actively thinking like gun fu sort of Hong Kong cinema type stuff. So
yeah, no, that wasn't my natural inclination either. But the only thing I'm doing, I'm going with close defense, which is better for you anyway. So
yeah.
So that misses for sure. That's a 6. Okay. Yeah. Again, slides on the water a little bit. And that would be the second one now. So Clint, the way he does it, the guy starts running, and because you're further away in the train, normally he wouldn't have time to get to you right away. What he does is he actually slides along the water with his swords. He's gonna like slide and swipe. But he's gonna do a reflexes save to see if that works, and it doesn't. So he actually, what happens? He tries to like, you can see that he's like this, and he's like running. He realizes it's very slippery, so he tries to like just slide along but you see him fall on his butt and just slide on the floor towards you, and his feet end against the luggage. So you're like on the other side of the luggage. He has the sword, but he's like lying flat, and his head is like away from you, as well as the short sword. So that's what happens on their turn. Now I believe it is James, right? Or
yeah, I think so. So he just
first shot them, and
so he's just shot at me. Is he holding the gun both hands, holding it out towards me?
He's like this. He's like this, holding his bleeding mouth because of the bit of tongue that.
I duck down slightly and give him a straight-on punch right in the sternum.
Okay, so you're kind of like duck under a gun. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
13.
That hits, I believe. Let me double check. Oh yeah, close defense 12 for sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so 2 bludgeoning damage and 5 electrical damage.
So it's 7, 4, 3, and he's like you hit him, and he's still standing, but like his knees kind of like buckle inwards a bit, indication that he's not doing very well. That's very cartoonish, but just as a way to describe that he's not doing well. I don't know. And now we go back to Knax, who's behind the briefcase that's laying flat, so you're kind of like on the ground behind it, if I understand correctly. And you got this guy lying down on the other side of the briefcase, holding a sword, but like it's a short sword, so he'd have to like at least sit up to swipe at you. So for now, he's lying flat. What do you do?
So I'm gonna pop up and just blast down at him wildly.
Okay. Go ahead, and I would say you get a plus while you're missing anyway. Yeah. So what happens in your enthusiasm to like, because of the angle, you kind of have to like reach downwards, and your enthusiasm to shoot him like, oh, this is so easy. You go like this. You even had a bonus, but it doesn't matter because you got an 8, and you kind of like slipped on the water, and just the shot went to the side. Like it was like so easy that you got carried away and you slipped. And
that's in keeping, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe if you hadn't drank so much before killing them. And now it's their turn, I believe. So he's gonna. So the one who's barely standing at this point is gonna. He's gonna actually escape through the doors. But he's gonna do a reflex save to make sure he doesn't fall in between the carts. Because he's like, okay, this guy in the mask, he's messing me up. I don't want to stay here. And he misses. So he actually tries to escape the black rat, and he trips. And then you try to grab him? Okay, reflex.
Okay, so
You get the stormtrooper scream. Maybe we still do. Do we?
I succeed, so I grab him just long enough to let him feel that he's okay, and then I just let him go.
Dick move. Okay. What's wrong with the Glumengrad vigilantes? In Serial 3, the Crimson Hound, like before killing this porter who was attacking him, like he's choking him with a chain. He was like, "Before you die, I want you to know I'm going to take all of your stuff." And then he. So I don't know what it is about Glumengrad vigilantes, but they're real dicks. Okay, so it's like, so you hold him. He goes, "Thank you," and then you let go. You actually hear, "Fuck you!" And
my sense of security is real.
I'll never trust again. The ultimate trust fall exercise.
Never trust again. No, you just said fuck you. And then the guy is sitting, like, he doesn't even notice because he like a shot just when next to him. He's like not even noticing what's going on there. So he sits up and is gonna try to like swipe over the briefcase, which is a very awkward. He's gonna get a -1 because it's kind of like this awkward thing to do, sitting and swiping, getting up and whatever. It's gonna be just a 1d20. 13 closed defense. Closed defense. That is. Does that hit you?
Let's see what I do with my phone. My close defense, I think, is 13, 15.
Okay, so he tries to hit you, but the he just completely like aims improperly, and the pommel just hits the briefcase, like kind of like stopping his swing. Like he thought he could reach over, but the briefcase is actually bulkier than that. So just a second, guys. Be right back.
Okay.
Sure.
It's a bit like that hallway fight scene in Old Boy, really.
I haven't seen that.
No,
No.
it's worth it just for that scene, the original Korean version, anyway. So.
Nice.
But it is a really twisted film.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
No
Okay.
worries.
Okay. So yeah, the guy misses his swipe, and that would be James's turn, I believe, right?
I think so. So I pivot round, come up behind the guy while he's distracted, and kidney punch.
Okay. Do a reflex save to not do the water slide thing,
Okay.
because at this point it's like a little bit of like just like this thin like pool of water on the.
Okay, I fail, so I slip over and slide down the carriage.
You basically just like end up like your boots land against the briefcase, hurting your foot, and which I forgot about. And well, it didn't really come up so far. And you're like you basically like this like you land like next to him. You're like one next to each other with Knax on the other side of the briefcase. This briefcase is really big. The guy just like stares for a moment. And it's the briefcase is becoming this real prop in this game. Knax, is your turn, I believe.
All right, I'm gonna take a shot once again.
At least you're already on top of the briefcase. Come on, roll a 1. Hey, there you go. So you go ahead, shoot your shot.
All right, 16 to hit and 6 damage.
Okay.
Not
That's
bad.
gonna hurt him for sure, no matter what. Well, see, that was their French. Well, French Canadian. Okay. 1d4 or 1d4, as I would otherwise say to some of my friends. Okay, so that that barely stopped the bullet. So you shoot him and like somewhere on the torso, somewhere on the side, you're like like you really got him good. Now it's his turn, and he's well, I mean, Black Rat, I'm sorry, but right next to him, yeah.
Okay.
I would say that he's in a bad position to attack, but you're equally in a bad position, so it kind of cancels each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much hit points do you have left?
4.
How many? 4. Okay. Oh, okay.
So
okay.
it's turned into an MMA fight. 2 greased up men rolling around on the ground.
The one interesting thing that most people don't know is that the cage, very often the material that's on the floor of the cage, the more like it becomes, it's not slippery at all, because they want people to kick and they want to. But at the beginning of the pandemic, because of COVID, they were cleaning the cage in between every fight, and I don't know if it's a coincidence, but you saw a few people kicking and slipping
Oh,
And I have no idea if it's a coincidence or if it's because they were cleaning the surface, and then it was the kind of like it changed the feel of it. But you often see like the before they fight, like you often see people emptying bowls of water, and the fighters like kind of step on the water. You often see it. So I think it's, if I remember correctly, I'm not even sure about this, but I think it's like when it gets kind of wet, it's actually less slippery or something like that.
Left flip.
Yeah, apparently some people even get like chafe. They get chafed on that. Which I don't know why I went into this, like my geek side coming out for one of my other hobbies. There you go.
Because I made the mistake of mentioning MMA, but it's all
Yeah, it is your mistake. You know what? It's not my fault. It's yours. And okay, so he hits you, and he's gonna. Let me just check here. Okay, well, thankfully it's not like this. It's not a badass sword. It's like this little folding sword. So, I mean, I'm sure with your armor and all that, you'll be okay. Yeah, so 4 damage. He like very easy. He just goes like this, and you get 1 HP damage. So you're at 3 HP, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Nax, did you get 1 single hit point of damage at all so far?
not yet. I'm untouchable.
The difference between like standing behind cover with a gun and going to punch people with weapons.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's unfair in a way is the next like damage him a lot more was just like, you know. Okay. So it's James's turn. The black rat is pretty messed up at this point. Like you get like poked like a bull in the Korean. And,
right. I roll over to sort of try and be on top of him, or if not on top of him, at least above him, and just punch and punch and punch and punch, and just hope one of them lands.
Yeah. So let me see how wrestling works in your game, because I'm thinking you could even try to put the knee on top of the arm that has the sword. Let's see, wrestling, because you do have a wrestling skill here.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna go in another.
I don't actually have the skill. So.
You don't? Is it a default skill that, like, where you still get 1d6?
Yeah, anyone can try and wrestle. But...
Okay, don't worry. I'm not gonna go into. Oh well, you know how it would actually. Okay, you're an expert wrestler, compensated perhaps for lack of raw physical power, with knowledge of a wide variety of moves, holds, and tricks. Okay, your skill level to attack score when wrestling. To keep hold of people. This can combine with hold. Wait, so hold is another.
That's the
combat move.
Yeah. Hold is another combat move, but I think for wrestling,
once you get someone wrestling or. Oh, okay. So you do wrestling and then you hold. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So if you want to, you can definitely punch him whether you get on top of him or not. But if you want to try to wrestle, like that would put you in a top position.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do anything too complicated. So the important thing is the punching.
Okay. But again, if you I would say, because you're already both lying on the floor, like I don't know if normally wrestling would take its own round, but in this case, I would, if you succeed at a roll, I would let you just get a top position there, because it's just makes sense.
Okay. So...
whether you hold him there or not, then it would be the next round. But...
yeah. I forgot the hashtag thing.
Wouldn't it be a 1d6 kill though?
No, I don't have wrestling, and even if you do, it just gives you bonuses. So
okay, I get. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I don't manage to wrestle him.
Okay.
But I still get to punch him.
Well, you can try to punch him. Yes.
20. That's going to be a hit.
That's not a natural, but a 20.
No, but
that would be cool.
Okay, so that's 4 bludgeoning and 2 electrical.
Okay, well, let's see if his armor. Because even if you're aiming at a face or like lifting his arms, it can still be the armor. Like So okay, 2 damage. And this is this is the first damage that he received. No, wait, is it the first damage?
One shot I think hurt him. Because you got 6 damage for the shot.
No, that was the other one. Because this one he missed. He tried to shoot over and missed.
Okay.
So this one is fresh. So you got 2 hit points. So you just punch him really hard and electrocute him like on the. You know what? I'm gonna add 1 HP of damage because you're like literally on water right now. So that's not good. Not very good. Yeah, I don't think it would go all the way to Knax on the other side or anything like that. And you're wearing isolating clothes, so it's fine. And that means it's the turn of Knax.
Well, I think that I'm going to abstain from shooting at the moment, given the positioning, and I'm just going to basically try to vault over to the other side because I'm at basically the guy's feet, as I understand it.
Yeah, you're like kneeling on one side of the briefcase, and then on the other one you got both of them like on the floor, and the Black Rat is kind of like kneeling over. He's not on top of the cultist, but he's kneeling next to him and just threw a punch. So you see the Black Rat tried to get on top, but it kind of slipped a bit and just decided to, as he kind of went downwards a bit with the slip, he just decided to throw a punch with it. I think that makes sense. Logical interpretation of the die rolls. So there's still one next to each other, actually. But indeed, the Black Rat is kind of like in the way of a shot, unless you want to shoot the cultist in the dick or something, or the legs. I don't know.
Well, I think I'm going to go for a. I'm just going to run over and start kicking his ribs as hard as I can.
Okay, very well. So because you're trying to go fast over the briefcase and there's water, do a reflex save.
Okay, and that is a fail for reflex.
Okay. So you hear a female, the female. Well, it's Venima. Okay, let's call it out as it is. Countess Isabella Venima's voice in the speakers, because she did say it was the anniversary of her victory. So pretty sure you figured it out by now. And she says, "Even if you win, you're dying today." And you hear like one clasp of the train holding on to the cable just going clang. You hear it like go open and the train shifts a bit. So
Shit.
That's one of many, but you do hear one clamp open. And even the cultist like, and then she said, "You better win." Yes, Countess. So, yeah. And that was... So you succeed your reflex save, sorry?
No, I failed at the reflex.
You fail. Okay. So yeah, so you just kind of like try to get to them, and you're in position for next round, like, but you kind of slip. So you're both like all three of you on the floor. You're attack sandwiching the guy.
Mm-hmm.
That came out wrong. So James, it's the Black Rat's turn.
I will punch him in the dick. I've had enough of this guy.
You know what? It's my fault for bringing up the idea of attacking the genitals. So I fully take responsibility for giving James that idea. Very well. Go ahead.
Only got a 9.
Okay, so what happens is you try to punch him, but you know you hit the belt buckle. Hand kind of opens, and you just like caress him by accident.
Good. It'll hurt more when I do manage to punch him.
That got weird. Okay, so it's his turn, and he actually tries to appeal to you guys. Guys, let's not fight. Just let me have it, otherwise she's gonna kill us all. That includes you. You're on the train. He's not fighting you. It's just let me just have the luggage, and we all get to live through this.
As I'm trying to kick, I'm like, what's in it?
Okay, so make your attack. At this point, you can get up. He wasn't trying to stop you or anything, so you get up. So you're in a very advantageous position. So you I don't know, you get a +3 for your attack as you try to kick his head in, I guess.
Yeah.
As you ask him a question.
Yeah.
Which not sure how practical that is, but
it's called multitasking. It's very efficient.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm told I'm not efficient at multitasking.
I got a 9 total. Poor roll.
Even with your +4, and you didn't have any bonus to close combat because
I have a +1 normally, but with the so I actually got a 10.
Oh, I give you a +3. It doesn't matter.
+3, yeah. +4 with the total. Yeah.
You miss anyway. Yeah. So you're trying to kick him as you ask him. He's like this, and he
what's inside the box?
He's like, her new buddy. But and she goes, shut up. And although she said it earlier, but you know, like she gets to give monologues, villainous monologues, but not the goons. So now it is it's the turn of the of James, right? No, wait, did he?
Okay.
Oh yeah, because he spent a round trying to.
He was trying to
be diplomatic.
persuade us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't work.
I will punch him in the dick again. 13. That might actually hit.
You punch him in the dick.
Okay. So that's 5 bludgeoning damage
Yes.
and 2 electrical damage.
Oof.
So, wait, 7, 4. So, you punch him, and yeah, you Knax, from your like there's actually the water and all that. Like there's sparks that fly off from the groin area, and you see like it reflects on the goggles of the black rat. And Knax, you're standing there watching, like you don't see a face through a mask, but you think there's like you don't want to imagine what his face is like right now beneath it as he. And the guy doesn't even scream. He just opens his mouth wide, and just like it happens. And like he doesn't even scream. It just and you like I mean, if you have any empathy at all, you even though you're trying to kill each other, you probably feel for the guy. But he's still alive. He just probably will never have kids. So it is his turn, and James, he's definitely gonna try to stab you.
Yeah, fair.
You don't get to electric punch someone in the dick and not expect
retribution.
Any self-respecting person.
Not where I come from.
You know, he misses, which is not surprising because I think he's shaken.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a frenzy, so I probably don't even notice it bounce off my armor or something.
Yeah, like he just like he just like, kind of swipes like this, which even Knax probably like takes a step back a little bit, but he's almost just flailing at this point. Knax, it's wait, it's Knax's turn, right?
Yeah. All right. I think I'm cringing. Standing backwards, watching all this. I think I'm going to take another kick at him, though. Try to put him out of his misery.
Okay. You hear another classical clang, and the train like shakes again.
Shit. All right, 14.
Okay, you hit. Yeah.
Okay, what's unarmed damage?
1d3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 1d4 or 1d3.
1d3.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a skill where you can bring it higher, but no, that's a trait. Anyway.
Oops. Forgot my hashtag.
Yeah, hashtag social media die roll. Okay. Well, let's see if his armor helps at all. So his armor absorbs it. This guy's like blasting for is like, guys, we're gonna die if you keep this going. Like talking is a free action. He's no longer gonna waste a turn, but he's trying to appeal to your desire to live. So and it would be the black rat's turn.
I will raise the level of my assault to his belly.
Okay.
How gentlemanly of you.
Even the black rat felt like, okay, this is
12.
You hit him.
Okay. Hang on, I just have to answer the door.
Yes.
3 bludgeoning, 3 electrical.
Okay. 4. Okay, so we're gonna wait for James to return, but that's it for the guy.
Nice, it's about time.
Deliveries.
Well, yeah. Okay. So, you it was the belly, was it?
Yeah.
So what happens is you punch the belly in the electricity, and the guy like just foams, which I don't know if electricity will do that, but he does in this case, and just like dies. Because also he was in water and all that. So the guy is dead, and then you hear another classical like tongue, and you do any of you two have any skill that will let you know how many clasps are on the train cart?
Let's see. Structure or tinker would probably do it.
Sure. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
So it's 1d6. Equal to or under your skill.
Actually,
I don't know, but you do.
Okay. So there's so that's 3 clasps that open. Wait, it's 3, right?
Yeah.
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 Both of you hear the well, you feel as well that the cart disconnected from the previous one, and you swing like, and now it's like forward, backward. And Knax, you know there's only 1 clamp left to go. Because of the swinging, the door between the 2 carts opens. And so you see kind of like there's a direct way to the other cart, but it's all slippery. And there's only 1 clasp left. And you hear the voice, "If I can't get a new buddy, you will die for this." So what do you guys do?
Huh. Quite a predicament. I'm tempted to just jump to the next car and leave the case behind, but I'm also worried that the case might fall into, if it falls out of our custody, it might go to the wrong person. So let's see. We're you said we're like helicopter height though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the buildings in Glumengrad are like unrealistically high. Like imagine like Tim Burton's '89 Batman movie and just like make buildings taller. You know.
Sure. Okay. Huh.
Which, by the way, I'm excited for Michael Keaton to return to the role. It's a quick side note.
Well, we got to get out of here. So I think that
I mean, there's water if you want to, but jumping between carts with the thing might be difficult at best. Maybe you can try to push it through, but do you have time for that? Well, unless you have another idea. I shouldn't be offering ideas.
my thought is that I think I'm going to take the case. I'm going to basically run to try to make the jump, but before I jump, I'm going to try to throw the case across. And if it fails, it fails. That's fine. But
do a logic roll.
Okay.
If you succeed, you're gonna get a bonus.
Okay.
Let's
see. My logic is 4. 8. That's a fail.
Okay. So, of course, you can still attempt it, but because the train is swaying, if you had still a logic roll, I would have let you like figure out the best moment to push it.
Sure.
So,
all right. Yeah, I'm just looking at. I'm looking at the rat, like kind of like, "Are you coming?" And pick up the case, run towards the exit, and I'm just gonna try to 2-handed like throw it across.
Okay, I think under circumstances like a swing cart, flapping doors, but at least the doors are aligned. I'm gonna give a 2 out of 6 chance that the luggage makes it through to the other cart.
That's fair.
It does. Wow. So you push it, it slides. It's not like there's a time of 1 kick. You don't have to do anything else because of the water, and it just so happened that it was like leaning this way. So you see it like tip over and fall like barely on the side where it could have fallen between, but because it was so wet, it slips inside the next cart. And you hear and then both of you. Well, the black rat didn't say what he does. I'm guessing you also run for the.
Yeah. But you were ahead of me, weren't you? So you've just thrown the case, but you haven't jumped across yet.
Right.
Okay. Rather than throw myself across, I want to kind of swing from one to the other using the exterior part of the door, like almost like monkey bars, so a bit more secure to get to the next carriage.
Okay, so when you get Knax is gonna like run and jump, and Black Rat is gonna grab the holds and do a swing, kind of like when you try to kick, to kind of like control it a bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, that could actually play for you or against you in the sense that then you're kind of really dependent on the positioning of the card as you do that. Make a logic roll. Logic makes sense because you're kind of like timing it, like we're gonna do, of course, Knax first after, but just to see if you.
No, logic fail.
Okay, very well. Or not very well actually, but okay, Knax. think this would let me just. Okay, so that was for just like the holding. If you manage to give yourself a bonus, I'm not gonna give you a penalty for that fill drill, but now, guys, you can choose the best of your power, reflexes, or logic to make that jump. So the best of those three, depending how you approach this problem.
Okay, I failed.
You failed again. Okay. Next, you succeed.
Let's see. Oh, I hit it exactly. Yep.
Okay. If you want, it'll be 1d4 damage, because it'll cause a great strain on your arm. If you want, you can hold, like as you jump, you can hold onto the black rat, but he's gonna fall with all his weight. It's gonna hurt you, and who knows? Maybe the next round he might take you down. Like you might go down with him, but you can either just you land it safely and too bad for a black rat, or you can try to grab him as he fails his jump.
Yeah, I think he'll get an uncharacteristic inspiration or moment of courage, and grab him.
He did save you earlier.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, so you're gonna get 1d4 damage. Let's see how much, and that's armor. Oh, 1. Oh. Hey, you got 1 HP damage. Oh my god. So you armor notwithstanding has nothing to do with armor in this case. So you jump and you land, and you don't even have time to look ahead, because you were concerned if he was going to make the jump or not. So you look and you see that the black rat has completely failed. Like he tries to hold on to the side and swings, but sadly enough, as he does that, the train swings the other way, and he's missing the jump. And you grab like his long coat, like the lapel, and he falls all his weight, and you feel your shoulder like, but not too bad. It's really not that bad. It's 1 HP. Mm-hmm. Now, you're like holding on, and he's it's a bolt. So do a power saving throw to keep your hold of him.
Okay.
Black Rat's not out of the woods yet.
That is a fail.
Okay, Black Rat, do another reflex save, please.
Okay. Succeed.
Okay, so you manage to grab his coat. He falls, and so you cannot give him that second chance, but the impact is so great that you let go. However, the Black Rat himself has the reflex to hold on to the side. And then you hear the first class of the second train go clank.
Okay. I'll haul myself up into the train.
Okay. So the both of you are in the second one, and you hear like a second class go clank. Again, the doors are open, but at least this one is not swinging or anything like that yet. So you have another open door.
Are there any passengers in this car?
All dead. So they're all not shot. You see, they're all been like cut. Like their throats all cut. Yeah.
Is there a fuse box or a computer hookup?
Yes.
That controls the carriages. Okay.
Yes.
I will smash it open with a hammer and thrust my electrified fist into it to burn it out.
Okay, very well. Tinkering. You do a tinkering roll.
Okay. Well, I'm just trying to break.
Is there another? Yeah, but then again, like, are you breaking the right thing? Are you?
Yeah. So.
You have tinkering, right?
Yes, not very good. It's just 1. Security.
Yeah, try security. Why not?
Success.
Okay, cool. So the tinkering aspects, you maybe try to like force it open with a punch. Doesn't work. You hear another class, but like, hey, this system, if I just mess it up, like you said earlier, which you could have missed, of course, if you have done it I don't know how you punch incorrectly, but anyway, whatever. So you punch, and the lights just go out.
I freeze, hold my breath, and listen for another clamp.
Yeah. So you see, both of you do a logic roll.
Fail.
I failed.
Okay. So you don't hear any clamps. opening at this point. You do hear, however, like a scream coming from the next cart. Like she's screaming through the speakers, and the windows shatter. And Black you receive a call.
Known contact?
Encrypted.
Okay.
So you hear the same voice as before. Hello, Black Rat. It's a good doctor again. How are you doing?
Badly.
Indeed. So listen, you and your buddy here have a decision to make now. That case is very sturdy. Whatever happens to the two of you, we can retrieve it. I see that you have removed the power from the train cart, so that's smart. She possessed the system of the train, but she's very limited in what she can do right now without a body. And I see from the security footage that up to now, of course, I don't see the train cart anymore, but up to now I see that you actually disposed of the people who would have put her soul into that new body. So here's your choice. We're gonna pass by in a moment, and you can give us the luggage first, and then we'll let you hitch a ride, and maybe we even hire you into our organization. Or you can tell me to go fuck myself, and then I'll just wait for the two of you to die, and I'll retrieve the luggage after. What do you say?
Another group wants the box.
I don't know if it's a good idea, but at this point, wait, who's the group?
I'm not sure.
And then you hear it goes on speaker without you having put it in the speaker. So it goes, hello, I am Dr. Sentimadamant. We're part of the Mitri. We serve the French Rich Empire. And if you don't join us, we're just gonna cut the cable.
Die now or die later, your choice.
I'm usually more of a die later kind of guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll give it to you.
So you see a vigilante vehicle shows up in front of the train, but up close you see it's been painted. It's not a legit one. Like from afar it looks like one, but up close you see it's not a real one. And you see this massive guy with a shaved head, just super muscular, super tall. He's wearing this shirtless sleeve, and he has a second thumb here. And he the vehicle actually approaches. He's confidently with no straps or whatever, just holding on to the side. He's so confident in strength and grace that he's just holding on calmly to the side and knocks on the window, and he shouts through the window "Stand back!" So he then goes back, just grabs a ram, just breaks the window, throws the ram as if it was a pen back inside the vehicle, and then he goes, "You can hand me the luggage. It's okay on one hand."
Show off.
That's James's fault. He created a character and gave him the stats he has.
Yes. Heft the box up and pass it over to him.
So he grabs it with one hand, brings it in, and then he goes, "Who takes my hand first?"
You first.
Thank you. I'll take his hand.
He holds you, and they're just takes not even a second. Just you hop inside, it's not even an effort for him. Then he holds out his hand.
Okay, I'll grab onto his arm.
So he brings you back in, and he looks at you, and he actually goes to remove the mask. I don't know if you let him.
He could. I'm very wounded and exhausted, so I don't really have the strength to resist.
He just lifts your mask and says, "It's good to see the face of one of my sons again. I remember working on you very diligently." And then he lowers the mask again.
So you would have caught a glimpse of a sort of slightly elongated muzzle, as if my face went all the way to the end of the mask.
Cool.
And he goes, "Well, the two of you are smarter than Crimson Hound, I'll give you that." And he closes the door, goes, "Let's go, guys." Boom, boom. And the vehicle just leaves with Knax and the Black Rat having, joined the Mitri now, an organization that serves the Empire that tried to rule Glumengrad in the past. And that is the end as the vehicle flies off.
Awesome.
That was cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah, a lot of fun, man.
So, yeah, very well. Everyone, thank you very much for watching.